After 498 days in captivity, the three men will be released later today, reunited with their families and loved ones as the truce in Gaza reaches the end of its fourth week. Alexander Sasha Trufanov, Sagi Dekalhen and Yair Horn were all abducted from Kibbutz Nir Oz near the Gaza border on the 7th of October 2023 as Hamas launched its deadly attacks on Israel, the catalyst for the war in Gaza. We met Sagi Dekalhen's father last month. He told us that his son's youngest daughter was born 2 months after he was taken, and the family are waiting for the moment when he gets to meet her. As a result of these three Israelis being released, Israeli authorities will free 369 Palestinian prisoners and detainees from Israeli jails. 36 of them are serving life sentences. The rest have been detained since the war in Gaza began. The exact timing of that and the Israeli hostages being released before that is unclear. We do know that Hamas needs to release the three men before midday on Saturday local time, which is 9 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time, because that's the deadline Israel had imposed on the trio's release, saying if they weren't freed by then, Israel would tear up the ceasefire and fighting would recommence in Gaza. So we'll wait to see how that plays out. Hamas had earlier this week threatened to delay the further releases of Israeli hostages, saying that Israel had breached the ceasefire repeatedly. But since then, talks to bring Hamas back to the negotiating table have been successful, and the group says it will now press ahead with the hostage releases because aid deliveries have increased into Gaza, particularly carrying desperately needed shelter and things like mobile homes and demountable buildings needed in the war-ravaged strip. The need for that shelter has been highlighted this week as wet and wintry weather buffeted Gaza. Local residents trying to return to some sort of normality amidst the ruins of what were once their homes, needing somewhere to live and hoping the ceasefire will hold.
We sincerely hope that war does not resume in Gaza because we are exhausted from it. The war lasted 15 months and was a genocide in all its components.
What we will need to keep us alive and to start from scratch are the caravans with construction material, and to get rid of the rubble. We need to revive life in the Gaza Strip.
What happens after this initial 6-week ceasefire ends on the 2nd of March remains unclear. The families of Israeli hostages still held by Hamas are demanding the Israeli government extend the truce, and Palestinians living in Gaza are hoping the fighting does not recommence, worried their lives could be upended further if a lasting peace cannot be found.